eNCA's Monique Mortlock is watching that story for us from Cape Town. And Monique, just tracking the situation with the fires, we are reporting that there's some respite for the firefighters due to the wind. Let's start there. It's a critical detail, is it not? Because the wind was a key factor. We will talk about the responses of what people have been doing to support the firefighters, but the wind is a big item that has come into play now in terms of how it has changed.
Yes, definitely. Since we've been out and about in various parts of Cape Town this morning, tracking especially those hotspot, those sensitive areas like Deer Park and behind the Deezer Towers. When we were in Deer Park earlier this morning, the wind was completely still. It was a nice, cool morning, and now the sun is out. It's hot, but that's okay because at least the wind has died down, which is what firefighters were hoping for. When we spoke to the City of Cape Town's Fire and Rescue Services spokesperson, Jermaine Cardlesa, a little earlier here at the Roland Fire Station, he said that because the wind had subsided, this gave the helicopters and the choppers a chance to water bomb those hard-to-reach areas where there are still a few fire spots. But what we have heard from Cardlesa is that the fire has been largely contained and there's no immediate damage to any homes or properties. So really the wind dying down, even though it's a hot day, is still making the situation a bit challenging for firefighters in terms of that heat and that exhaustion. But with the wind down, it's making things a bit better than it was over the last 48 hours.
There was a very dramatic picture, Monique, that was shared by the City of Cape Town that was taken while a plane was taking off from Cape Town at night, and it showed some of the embers and some of the fires that were still burning on Table Mountain. It was quite dramatic. But the other dramatic image has been the issue of smoke over the last few days hanging about the City of Cape Town. Just looking around, is it clearing that smoke? Does it look a lot different from what it looked like yesterday?
It definitely looks a lot different. It's a clearer day than it has been over the last 2 days. The smoke, as it's dissipating, it's allowing for those students who were evacuated at the UCT, from the UCT residences. We got a statement from UCT's Vice-Chancellor to say that they'll be brought back by tomorrow. Today we're hoping to catch up with some of those students while they are staying in those emergency accommodations, just to find out how they are feeling, especially those who've lost all of this study material. But as I'm standing here outside the Roland Fire Station, the air is clearer, although you can still smell, it's almost like a campfire smell. And when we were in Deer Park this morning, also you could still see that haziness. As you can hear the chopper in the background, they've been water bombing Table Mountain since early this morning, and they will continue to do so as much as they can.
Sure, and of course our thoughts are with those 4 firefighters who sustained various degrees of injuries, according to the City of Cape Town, 2 of them being City of Cape Town firefighters. But part of the reason you are there where you are at that location, Monique, is in addition to the heroism of the firefighters who've battled the blaze over the last few days, has been the heroism of ordinary South Africans and NGOs who have come forward to make sure that those affected, including the UCT students as well as the firefighters themselves, are kept nourished and are supported as much as possible.
Yes, before I tell you what's been happening here at the fire station, we had just come from the command center, the makeshift command center for humanitarian NGO Gift of the Givers, where we saw volunteers streaming in. And what's been amazing is it's not only been your normal residents living around the area, but UCT students themselves, even those who didn't lose anything, who's been staying at home. They've been pitching in since yesterday to help Gift of the Givers, and even pupils from the surrounding schools have been coming in to help pack toiletry packs and food packs, and Gift of the Givers has been providing 12,000 meals since yesterday. So that's 3 meals a day for the 4,000 affected students, with corporates coming on board, normal everyday citizens also coming on board. And here I'm going to ask Temba to show you at the Central Fire Station, we've had donations also streaming in for firefighters over here. Inside, we'll show you there are hundreds of bottles of water. When we were here earlier this morning speaking to Jermaine Cardle, sir, he mentioned that people can still drop off their donations if they choose to, and they can drop it off at this fire station and the other fire stations around the CBD, but also Gift of the Givers appealing for donations of toiletries, because it's not only the students that need it, but some firefighters as well, some toiletries, and also breakfast items like your cereal and long life milk, which will go a long way in helping with the provision of meals over the next few days.
All right, Monique Mortlock, thank you so much. Watching that story for us out in Cape Town, the eNCA's Monique Mortlock.